Today we're going to be talking about natural disasters and how to prepare for a natural disaster, whether you're a renter or a homeowner. It's important either way. So as we're seeing across the country, we're seeing more and more extreme weather patterns. A great example of that right now, and the reason I'm doing this video is because California is on fire. California is on fire. I literally just filmed this entire video. It was long, it was like 20 minutes, and none of it filmed because I got a fire alert in the middle that the fire has grown. Yay. Okay, so we're doing round 2 here. So what the heck do you need to do to prepare? Okay, so as I sit here right now, my house, where I predominantly live, is 4 miles away from the Walbridge fire. Yeah, Google it. It's the thing of nightmares. It's a thing of nightmares. But I'm sitting here smiling because I'm used to it. And I've done my homework. I turned in my homework, so I know that no matter what happens, I'm gonna be okay. So right now we're gonna talk about that homework that you wanna work on if you are faced with a natural disaster situation. And this stuff is something you should do every year anyways, because you may think you're not in a natural disaster area right now, but Arizona has fires, Colorado has fires. My husband and I last night were like, where do we go if this does this again? And we're like, well, I like Florida. Florida's beautiful. Hurricanes. I mean, it's New York's great. Flooding, New York had tornadoes this year, which was crazy. Like, I got this alert in Brooklyn that there were tornadoes. I was like, how is this happening? Anyways, weather's getting more extreme, so it's important to prepare and be ready to go. Number 1, and the most important thing, insurance. Oh my goodness, make sure you're insured, guys. Renters, you need renter's insurance. You may be like, I don't care, it's not my house if it burns down. Yeah, but your stuff's in it, and if you want to get money for your stuff, then you need renter's insurance. And you may be like, well, I don't have anything valuable. Okay, I want you to go into your kitchen and I want you to add up the cost of all of your utensils. I'm not kidding. Like, can openers are $15. You've got a wooden spoon, $5. You've got, a spatula, $5. I mean, it adds up fast. And having to pay for all that stuff over again, like, why would you want to? Like, why would you want the stress of like, oh my God, I have to, like, can openers are my pet peeves because they're actually really expensive. Okay. So you want to make sure your insurance is 100% up to date, 100% paid, right? You don't want to be late on your insurance right now, and you're fully insured, right? A lot of people are like, well, I want the cheapest insurance I can get. No. I mean, sure, if you want to be miserable, if something happens, I saw so much of that after the Kincade fire. It's worth a Google Kincade fire. It decimated Sonoma County, and the people who had, good insurance companies, it wasn't as bad. The people who had shady or not great insurance, it was horrible. It was horrible. So you really want to make sure that you're fully insured. And like what I did with mine is, a lot of times people remodel their house and they're like, I'm not going to tell my insurance because I don't want my premium to go up. I was like, hey guys, I remodeled, quick, come on, let's boost it up. Like, let's make sure I'm covered. The last thing you want to do is remodel, spend all that money remodeling, it burns down, and you get the value of before the remodel. I mean, talk about lighting money on fire, seriously. So you really want to make sure your insurance company, if your house burns down, if your house is taken out by a hurricane, if your house is flooded, your insurance company will give you enough money to actually rebuild it, because if you haven't had your insurance updated in the last few years, the cost to rebuild has skyrocketed. So you really want to be aware of that. Second thing with insurance is you want to make sure that everything's insured. So there are sometimes exclusions to policies or limits. So where I usually see that is like jewelry. You may want to see what your clothing is. There's some people who have some crazy sneaker collections that are like, oh my God, you have $30,000 worth of sneakers. Does your insurance cover that if it burns? I don't know. You want to check out. Okay. I have sniffles today because there's so much smoke in the air. We evacuated down to Monterey, which also has fires. It's actually pretty horrible. If you look at California right now, there's like over 300 fires. Yeah. 300 fires. It's not good. Okay. So valuables are insured. Never assume something's insured. It never hurts to ask. It is worth asking. So number 3 Take a video of your entire house and every single drawer, cupboard, cranny, everything. So what I did when I did mine is, especially, I just remodeled. So this is like even worse. So I took pictures of the lighting fixtures. You know, this is where I bought this lighting fixture. This is where this couch is from. This is where I bought this rug. Look at my bookcases. Here's every book. Here's a sculpture that I got here. Here's a piece of art. Here's, you know, a table. Like, I went through opening every kitchen drawer, every single one. Look at my can opener. There it is. And then also, like, for stuff like your microwave, your toaster, your blender, say the brand names, because otherwise what happens, and this is all from watching what happened to my clients when their house is burnt down, you know, sadly it happens a lot. If you say to an insurance company, hey, in my kitchen I had a toaster, a blender, and this, you're gonna get the cheapest toaster blender that's on the market. They're just gonna go, okay, you know, Walmart has a $5 toaster. So if you have a Cuisinart toaster or some toaster that's like $50, whatever your toaster is, even if it's $25, just say Black & Decker toaster, you know, be specific, because if something happens to your house, you're gonna have to list out every single item. And this video will make your life so much easier, because you don't wanna try to be remembering like, how many spatulas did we have? Pots and pans, right? Go into your closet, every single clothes, open up the drawers. Here's how many socks I have. Here's all my underwear. Get granular, okay? Don't get creepy, but get granular. And do that for your kids' rooms. Do it for every single room of the house. I mean, I go through my office and I'm like, legal pads. I have, you know, 2 calculators. These things are like $50. I don't want to pay for that again. Really make sure that you show every single thing. And look, it's going to be a 25-minute video. Maybe it's going to be a 45-minute video. If the house burns down, you'll be so thankful that you have that video, okay? Now let's talk about preparing to leave. So I think that if you're in an area that constantly gets evacuated, you should get early quick. So for instance, where I live in Sonoma County, I've been evacuated 3 times over the last 4 years. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much this year. One of the reasons, and I talk about this in other videos, that we rented a house down in Carmel by the Sea is because I was nervous about the fires. I was nervous that we were going to be evacuated again. And lo and behold, we were evacuated, except this time, instead of, you know, getting the dog and the kid and everyone into the car and going to a hotel and having the bellman be like, what in the world? You know, because my kid, he travels with a computer rig. Like, how could he game? Like, we were prepared. So we just, you know, got in the car, got some more stuff and came down. But you really want to make sure you're prepared. So at a minimum, you know, you've done your video, you've checked with your insurance, those are good things. You need to have a go bag. And a lot of times people are like, you know, just pack what you need for 2 nights. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I've been to this rodeo a couple times now. Pack for a week or 2. Seriously. And you may go, well, I only need 2. Why wouldn't you bring a big suitcase? Bring a big suitcase. You're going to want to put, you know, photos in there. Your kids' baby teeth, stuff you can't replace. That's what you need to think about. You need a bag of stuff you can't replace that is personal mementos. And then you need clothes that you actually wear. So the first time we evacuated, I packed all my expensive clothes, okay? And because I was like, oh, these cost a lot of money. I don't want to, like, you know, lose a cashmere sweater. Okay, it was super dumb because I don't actually wear any of that. I wear sweats. I wear my pajamas. So you really want to be aware of what you actually wear. In regards to those nice clothes that you bought that maybe you don't wear, like maybe those nice jackets, put them on the video. But don't use your go bag as a means to carry stuff you're never going to wear. Just top tip. However, bring shoes. Shoes are expensive, hard to replace, especially boots. Okay, so you've packed your bag. Pack your family's bags too if you have kids. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I told my kid to pack their bag. Like, I don't know about your kid. If I told my kid to pack his bag, it would be a computer, protein powder, weights, and like 1 pair of underwear. I would have to buy him everything new. And that's actually what happened last year when we evacuated, is we ended up at a Nike store because he had like a pair of underwear and a pair of socks. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, but I got my gaming gear. Yeah. So pack those bags for the whole family. If your spouse doesn't take it seriously, pack one for them. Just don't tell them about it. Put it in the garage. If you have valuables like jewelry and stuff, I wouldn't pack that until the end. I would suggest that you pack checkbooks. I would suggest that you pack credit cards. I would suggest that you pack anything that someone can use financially against you, or make sure you have a fireproof safe, okay? And the reason I bring that up is there's some really scummy, terrible people in the world that when they see an evacuation, like we're already seeing this in our area. So the Wallbridge fire is the fire that is threatening, my home. My house is pretty far away from it right now, between 3 and 5 miles. But there's already people on the community Facebook group going, hey, I'm just curious who's staying and who's going. Oh my God, don't respond to that. That's someone trying to figure out who to rob. That's all that is. And like, thankfully, a lot of people were like, dude, you're a savage. Like, how dare you try to rob people? Because it's so easy to find out where you live, because if you own a house, it's public record. Like, you can type in someone's name, Bob Smith, Sonoma County. His address will come up. It's not hard to get. So you really want to be aware that there are people that take advantage of these horrible natural disasters to loot people. Yeah. And if you're one of those looters, like, you're disgusting. Go jump off a bridge. We don't need you. Bye. Bye. So don't tell anyone, if you're leaving. You can tell like one neighbor, but don't put it on social media. And then the other thing I would suggest is get some Ring and Nest cameras. Now you want to buy these in advance. So maybe give your loved one who lives with you for Christmas some Nest cameras. I mean, that's what my husband's going to get. He's going to get some more. Merry Christmas, Mark. But you want those cameras because it's really nice if you're evacuated from an area to be able to look at the camera and see, okay, there's no one in my house. Okay, the smoke's not there yet. Okay, they haven't cut the power. Or, last year I saw my insurance company. They were going out to my house and they were moving, patio cushions. Make sure you guys move those away from your house or inside. The propane on the barbecue, you never think about that when you're fleeing for your life. But yeah, you don't want that near your house. So I saw the Chubb insurance people going around my house, covering up vents, checking on everything, making sure the house was in the best position should the fire come close. So cameras are great for that. And if a low life comes into your house, if a low life comes near your house, you've got a clip and you are going to publicly post it. You're going to post it to the police. You're going to post it to everyone you've ever met. Post it to me. We're going to blast it out, because anyone who is sick enough to go loot people when they're evacuated and fleeing for their lives, they get what they get. They get what they get. I'm a little fired up about that one. Okay, so Nest and Ring cameras. We already talked about the financial stuff. If you guys do old school paper billing, bring your bills with you. You really don't know how long this is going to be. I've been in situations where we thought it would be 3 days. That was actually last year. We're like, oh, they should get this out quick, because it was like there was only like a couple fires in California. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah. This time I'm just like, okay, like we're not going back for 2 months, maybe 3 months. I mean, we're prepared for it. And that's the thing with any of this, be prepared. So last tip, leave early. Leave early, guys. And I'm really hoping you have some savings. If you don't have any savings, these type of things are the best reason to save aggressively, because the thing I have to tell you from past clients who got trapped in fires in like Lake County, you can end up in a position where there's one way in and one way out, and you're in bumper to bumper traffic and there are flames by the side of your car. Seriously. I have clients that has happened to who have post-traumatic stress disorder because they've been trapped in fires. If you Google Kincaid fire deaths, check that out. I mean, in fairness to those people, they didn't even have a chance because the emergency alert never went off. But, this stuff happens. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't want to pay $80 for a hotel. Okay. Do you want to burn to death in your sleep? No, you don't. So be prepared, leave early, check with your insurance company on what they cover if you are evacuated and what stage of evacuation you have to be in. I usually leave in the warning area or before that. I don't want to leave when it's mandatory, because when it's mandatory, everybody leaves. So depending on where you are in the country, you could be in bumper to bumper traffic for 10 hours. And that's what happened last year to a lot of people in Sonoma County. So I hope this video has been helpful. I know it's a little bit rambling, but the bottom line about any of this is, look, it's a house, okay? The most important thing is getting you and your family out of that house. You can't stop a forest fire by hosing down your roof. You can't stop a forest fire by staying there and trying to fight the fire. You can't fight a forest fire, guys. That's what the huge planes are for. That's what the firefighters are for. And thank God for them. Like, they save us every year, but that is what they're for. You standing in your yard with a hose is just going to put your family in a terrible position. So get out of harm's way. Make sure you're insured. Take a video of everything. Everything can be replaced. And just be prepared. If you're prepared, you'll be able to sleep at night. If you're not prepared, all bets are off. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to be talking a little bit later this week about how this affects buying a house, because if you're in a county right now that's affected by a natural disaster, it can definitely affect your ability to close and the timing. So you don't want to be, booking that moving truck if you're in one of those counties. So we'll be talking about that later this week. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stay safe.